wrestling fans? Welcome to Saturday morning's most exciting hour. John Roberts alongside Matthew Theall here to call all this great Gym Wars action. In our opening contest today, Brandon P.Net goes one-on-one with Daniel Torch.
Now, of course, both of these men were in the Young Lions Cup, and both of these men lost to Perry Von Vicious in it, so hopefully one of them will be able to pick up a victory in this and maybe put some momentum back into that career.
Well, speaking of your client, he's going one-on-one today with Mr. Wrestling number 4 in our main event.
Perry Von Vicious is going to be victorious. He's going to rip that mask right off of Mr. Wrestling number 4, just like he came oh so close to doing at the end of the Young Lions Cup.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. The referee for this contest, APW Senior Official, Sparky Ballard.
All right, well, it's time for our opening contest here on Gym Wars. Brandon P.Net, the internet sensation, going one-on-one with Daniel Torch, the referee for this contest, of course, senior official Sparky Ballard. And Matt, I got to ask you, are you a little disappointed to find out that the man in black was not Sparky Ballard?
Oh, absolutely not. We'll talk about this here in a moment.
Making his way to the ring first, from Modesto, California, weighing 150 pounds, Daniel Torch.
So quickly on the subject of the masked man, not indeed being Sparky Ballard, but in being Double D Dave Dutra, I knew it all along. It's called a red herring, John Roberts. Known it since day one.
There's no way you could have known who it was. Absolutely no way you could have known that was going to be Double D Dave Dutra.
There is no way for you to know whether or not I had no way of knowing.
Quit trying to turn this around, sir.
I think I won that exchange.
Well, here comes the internet sensation, Brandon
And his opponent from Fresno, California, weighing 191 pounds, he is the internet sensation, Brandon P.Net.
So that's Brandon P.Net. He made it all the way to the finals of the Young Lions Cup tournament, but just couldn't do it, could he, John Roberts?
He wasn't able to get the victory against Perry Von Vicious, but he's looking to try to get a victory over Daniel Torch when we come back to our opening contest here on Gym Wars.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having all pro wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Our opening contest already officially underway. Brandon P.Net and Daniel Torch going at it here. Side headlock taken by the internet sensation, Brandon P.Net.
Now, both of these men suffering those losses in the Young Lions Cup, both of them trying to find some sort of semblance of victory in this match. All eyes are on these two gentlemen right now. This is the first match that either one of them had since the Young Lions Cup.
You're absolutely right. All eyes are on these two young lions. But later on this hour, all eyes will be on you and your client, Perry Von Vicious, as you guys meet Mr. Wrestling number 4 for the first time since you tried to rip off his mask after the Young Lions Cup tournament.
That's true.
Why? That's all I want to know. Why would you go and do a thing like that?
I believe I've already addressed the APW audience as to why I've done that. Go back, watch another episode. I don't know.
Well, side headlock taken by the internet sensation Brandon P.Net. Daniel Torch trying to fight out of it. Side headlock taken now by Daniel Torch, getting the upper hand on Brandon P.Net. Whipped into the ropes, ducks the back elbow from the internet sensation, tries to clothesline him, but Brandon P.Net saw it coming, trying to give him an O'Connor roll and roll him up for the victory, but Daniel Torch sees it coming. Both men thinking kicks, both men evenly matched in this contest, lightweight high flyers.
Showing exactly why this match promises to be one of the better ones coming out of the Young Lions Cup tournament. Brandon P.Net and Daniel Torch are two very similar wrestlers, very similar in style, speed, strength, stamina.
Well, a good show of sportsmanship from these two young lions as they go to lock up once again, but Brandon P.Net with the big knee to the gut. Now scooping a slam to Daniel Torch. If you have to give the size advantage to anyone, it would have to be to Brandon P.Net, as there's a quick elbow and a cover, but only a 2 count for the internet sensation. But both men have are pretty evenly matched in speed, wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely, speed and stamina, like I said earlier, but whoa.
Oh, fisherman suplex from the internet sensation. No, excuse me, from Daniel Torch to BrandonP.net.
I'm just as surprised as you to see Daniel Torch able to lift Brandon P off of his feet like that.
Oh, but there's a quick vertical suplex from the internet sensation. Hooks the outside leg. Could it be enough? No, only a 2 count for BrandonP.net.
Now, Brandon P does have the strength advantage in this match, and he's going to have to use every ounce of that advantage to get the victory over Daniel Torch.
BrandonP.net trying to Irish whip him into the corner, but Daniel Torch countering it. And BrandonP.net coming out of that corner with a big drop kick, takes down Daniel Torch, hooks the outside leg. Could it be enough? No, only a 2 count once again for the internet sensation.
Now, Brandon P needs to remember where he is in that ring. He's pinning Daniel Torch in the corner there. While he did not grab the ropes, it was entirely
we've got
possible.
an inside cradle from Daniel Torch. 1, 2, no, only a 1.5, but there's a quick cover by BrandonP.net. Both men going counter for counter and hold for hold early on in this contest.
Evenly matched up and down.
Daniel Torch with the forearm to the face of BrandonP.net, a kick to the gut, and now a kick to the leg by Daniel Torch. Shot to the face of D-Torch by Brandon, and a shot to the face of .net by D-Torch.
And you can just see how much emotion is going into this match. Both of these men want this victory.
Quick DDT, hooks the inside leg, only a 2 count. You were saying,
both
Matthew
of these
Theall.
men need that victory coming out of the Young Lions Cup.
Well, BrandonP.net hit that DDT seamlessly out of nowhere on Daniel Torch. Almost had the victory. Oh, but nice inverted DDT from Daniel Torch. Could it be enough? 2, almost 3 that time. But BrandonP.net able to kick out just before the referee's hand hit for 3.
Now, neither one of these men is able to get a clear advantage in this match so far.
BrandonP.net sit out side slam on Daniel Torch, but only a 2 count once again for BrandonP.net.
Now, if I was in Brandon P's corner, I would be yelling at him right now, because if you seriously want to win a match, you need to seriously cover your opponent.
BrandonP.net the first back up to a vertical base with a kick to the chest of Daniel Torch, and now a shot to the face. Daniel Torch in trouble as you see him leaning against those ropes, trying to hold himself up. Counters the Irish whip, sending BrandonP.net into the ropes. Nice leg lariat, takes down Daniel Torch takes down BrandonP.net with the leg lariat cover. Hooks the outside leg, but only a 2 count once again. This Gym Wars crowd silently observing everything in anticipation of what's going to come next, hanging on every moment of this match. Daniel Torch looking for the big leg drop, but nobody home. What's going to happen next in this high-flying contest here on Gym Wars?
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Our opening contest already underway, already action-packed. BrandonP.net taking on Daniel Torch, 2 men that are pretty evenly matched. Daniel Torch up and over BrandonP.net there with a kick to the face. You know, these two are so evenly matched, but, I said it earlier, I'm going to have to say it again, Matthew Theall. I'm going to have to give the size advantage in this one to BrandonP.net.
And I would give a sandwich to Daniel Torch. He looks emaciated in there.
What are you trying to say, sir?
I'm saying Daniel Torch needs to eat something, get a little muscle mass on him, especially if he wants to be able to pull off twisting bulldog maneuvers just like that. If he had a little more size on him, he might have been able to get more impact out of that.
Only a 2 count once again, and maybe you're right. If he had a little more size on him, he would have had the 3 count that time.
Maybe I'm right.
Maybe you're right. I mean, you are the self-proclaimed greatest mind in professional
Not
wrestling.
self-proclaimed, it's a fact, sir.
Big clothesline from Daniel Torch takes down BrandonP.net. Big leg lariat takes him down once again. Daniel Torch is fired up right now in this opening contest on Gym Wars. Daniel Torch almost had his head taken off by BrandonP.net with that clothesline, but a belly-to-back suplex from Daniel Torch keeps him alive and keeps the momentum going in his favor.
I'm not sure exactly what he's doing now. I mean, he had Brandon P primed and positioned for a pinfall, but he's crawling over to the corner. He's trying to go up top. I don't know what is he trying to give some sort of fancy maneuver for these sheep outside?
Well, it looked like he was going to try to go high risk, but instead BrandonP.net just meeting him there. Now both men ascending the ropes. Who's going to be the one to knock the other off? They're jockeying for position up there. What? Oh, big hip toss off the top rope by Brandon P.net. Takes down Daniel Torch. Brandon P.net, the internet sensation, goes to the top rope looking to fly. Coming over that big elbow across the chest of Daniel Torch, rolling him up 1, 2, and 3. And Brandon P.net gets the victory over Daniel Torch in our opening contest.
And the winner by pinfall at 6 minutes and 50 seconds, Brandon P.net.
Well, Brandon P.net able to get the victory today over Daniel Torch, and in dramatic fashion too, with that big elbow off the top rope.
Daniel Torch wasn't able to pull off the victory in this particular one, but now they're shaking hands. And what great sports news to know.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks. When we come back, we've still got our huge main event. Perry Von Vicious goes one-on-one with Mr. Wrestling number 4. We'll be right back to Gym Wars.
5, 4.
If you would like to get involved behind the scenes with pro wrestling, we are looking for you. All Pro Wrestling is always on the lookout for talented interns in the areas of television production, including commentators, graphic design, and website design. We also have highly paid commission sales and marketing openings. For more information, email your qualifications and resume and tell us which area behind the scenes you'd love to be involved in. info@allprowrestling.com. Give us a call as well at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com. Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having All Pro Wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Did you see the way? Oh, wait, Jekyll's. He's got Dylan Goozle on the outside. He's going to try to choke slam him on the outside. No, gets countered by Dylan, who sends him face first into that ring post. Dylan Drake's got a steel chair in hand, and he's got bad intentions in mind. Big shot to the back of Jekyll's, and now he's getting in the ring. It looks like he's going to go after Blackwell. Connecting. Big shot to the face of Corvus, taking out the entire Carnival of Shadows with that steel chair. But Venice DeMarco has not moved since his head came crashing down on the mat following that driver from Blackwell.
Hey folks, how you doing? This is your boy Killer Jay Mathias here with another APW news break. What you saw just now was Dylan Drake finally losing his cool in a match against the Carnival of Shadows. Dylan teamed up with Mikey J and Venice DeMarco in a 6-man tag. And, well, you saw how it ended. Now, we managed to corner Jekyll's in a moment of lucidity, feed him his medication, and get his reaction to the match. Let's check it out.
Dylan Drake. You know, they say that we all have a dark side. Yes, they do. A dark side. And Dylan Drake, when you brought that chair out, you showed just how dark you can be. I looked into your face and I saw a rage from the face of APW, something that not a lot of people have experienced. In fact, I don't know if we've ever seen that Dylan Drake where you had to resort to some sort of violence to stick up for you and your teammates. I love it, Dylan, I love it. And now you see what all these games are about. It is leading up to you and me for that belt, that title, that crowning glory here in APW. You see, I do not want to play with the pretty boy Dylan Drake or the face of APW. Oh, no. I want to play with the rage, the furious anger, the pure, unadulterated hate from Dylan Drake. I want to play with that Dylan Drake. So Dylan Drake, if you would be so kind to bring that Dylan Drake to the ring when we play, because the last thing you feel is my friend wrapped around your throat. And the last thing you hear is, Jekyll's took your belt. Jekyll's took your belt. Jekyll's took your belt.
Sorry about that, folks. I was under the understanding that Jekyll's had actually had his medication. Looks like I was wrong. Nevertheless, Jekyll's still making a lot of sense. I think I see what he's up to. He's not just after Dylan Drake's belt. He's after his very soul. He wants to change this man. He wants to corrupt everyone and everything in APW and make it a reflection of him. We can only hope that Dylan Drake not only retains his belt when he takes on Jekyll's eventually, but that he'll retain himself too. Now, elsewhere, last week on the show, we finally found out who the man in black was. This guy who's been inserting himself in situations that may or may not involve the boss, Derek Sanders. Well, I was shocked to see who was under that mask. If you didn't see it, let me show you right now.
The boss telling him to show the people who he is.
Is it time?
This is going to be the moment of truth. Who is this man in black that has been terrorizing all pro wrestling for many, many weeks and months here on Gym Wars? Who is it? Boots to the face of Jody Christopherson. Who's the...
It's Double D Dave Dutra. I've been calling it for weeks, John. Double D Dave Dutra. It's the man in black.
Oh my God. Double D Dave Dutra is the man in black, and I've never ever seen a look like that in the face of Double D Dave Dutra.
Boy, is his star rising. Double D Dave Dutra making the decision of his career, teaming with the boss Derek Sanders, terrorizing all pro wrestling for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Well, all I can say is, why? And not even a sad why, a confused why. Dave Dutra is the man in black. Well, at least now we know who that mentor was. He's been getting advice from Derek Sanders, which may explain, quite honestly, why he's had such an up and down time of it the past couple months. Derek Sanders, not the best guy to get advice from. Anyway, maybe we'll be able to corner Dave and get some answers. Now, up next, we've got a great main event, PVV, Perry Von Vicious, with the greatest mind in professional wrestling, Matthew Theall in his corner, taking on Mr. Wrestling 4. Both fighters have just got here. PVV from the W in San Francisco, and Mr. Wrestling 4 just came down from the Ramada in Union City. But they are both here. They're both backstage, ready to get it on, and they're in our main event. I'll see you next week, and stay tuned for more APW action.
Oh, look at this, Marcus. This one is underway. Julio Pedrosa, get out of the ring and move out of there because this is going to be a brutal fight. They're fighting right through the audience, folks. Oh, big shot from the midsection by Malachi. Trying to drive jumps from that post. Oh, Jekyll's counters. Violence, violence, violence here in the APW garage. If you've never been to an APW Gym Wars, you're not treating yourself, you're cheating yourself. It's great to watch it here on KFTY and KACV, but being here live is a totally different animal, a totally different beast, a totally different freak, a totally different monster, and that's what we got this week, the monster versus the freak, and oh man, I can't, look at it. Oh, big chop there by Malachi. Oh, Jekyll's answers back with a shot from midsection. This is a little bit of a different Jekyll from what we used to see, Marcus. He's not smiling. He's not happy. He's not dancing on the ropes. He is frustrated. He's angry. He has not forgotten what has happened at the hands of Malachi. That assault, that brutal assault that I know you have no problem with. And look at this. Jekyll's driving Malachi's head into that iron post there. If anything, that assault did nothing but wake up the Jester. Jekyll's the Jester was one of the sickest, dirtiest, nastiest players to ever compete in APW when he debuted here in All Pro Wrestling in 2007. That monster has been, that freak has been awakened by the monster, and look at the brutal strength of Malachi. He just hoisted 240 pounds and threw him into his steel post on the outside of the ring.
Senior official Tom Castor begging the two men to get in the ring so this match can officially start. The bell hasn't even rung yet, and these two guys are trying to kill each other.
This is look at him. A huge forearm. They're fighting right into the audience, Jason.
Shades of their last match here, Marcus. They're fighting outside. Look, dangerously close to that garage door. All those chairs and APW security trying to sort things out. These two men need to get in the ring. This is for the title, Marcus. The belt is not going to be won out here in the concrete.
I don't even know if it's about belts. I know, sir, Jekyll's the Jester. He wouldn't mind wearing that oh-so-pretty title he likes to call. But I think it's more about getting even in this one. Jekyll's the Jester has a score to settle with the Monster Malachi. The Monster Malachi, he has claimed in the past that he will go on to be the longest reigning All-Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight Champion in history. And by the looks of things, by the looks of that man, and by everything that I've seen in recent weeks, I believe him.
And Jekyll's putting Malachi in the ring, thank God. Maybe this match can officially start. And the fans get behind Jekyll. Oh! Just as I say that, Malachi runs right into Jekyll's with that massive shoulder, sending him back down to the concrete.
That'll easily, Jason, shatter a man's ribcage.
What's he doing here, Marcus?
He's wrapping the tape around that man's throat. And you know why he can do it? Because this match hasn't even legally started yet. This is a fight.
But Jekyll's trying to hang on here, trying to rip that tape off. Oh, Malachi driving the elbow into the nose of Jekyll's Jester.
Right across the bridge of the nose. He may have broken that nose.
Oh, Malachi driving Jekyll into the apron there.
Once again, folks, the hardest part of the ring, nothing but a steel support beam right there. And the smaller the back of Jekyll's, just ate it.
Oh, a boot to the head again.
And that's shades of what happened a few weeks back here. Malachi, he put that big nasty boot right into the side of Jekyll's the Jester's head, practically in the same place, Jason. I wonder, you know, we have to, Tom Castor, senior official here, needs to check on Jekyll's the Jester, because this can easily become a concussion type situation.
You know what this says to me, Marcus? That the champion doesn't really want to face Jekyll. He could throw him in the ring right now, get this match started, and possibly easily pin him. I think he's afraid of Jekyll the Jester.
Afraid of him? Does that look like a man who has any fear?
He hasn't even started the match. His title is not even.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yet.
Jason Anderson, this is a knock 'em out fight. Somebody's gonna win. Somebody's gonna lose. I guarantee that. And Malachi, the meanest man in professional wrestling today. Trust me, he's not afraid of nothing. No man, nobody.
Jekyll's Jester thrown into that garage door again. Looks like he can barely walk. Now the fans are even pleading with Malachi to get this match started. Oh, look at this. Fighting Jekyll's Jester now.
He was just biting him in the back of the head. Like a Rottweiler. This is a, oh God. Is he gonna whip him into the, no, he's gonna throw him into the ring. There, do you still think he's scared? Malachi is ready to get this one underway. Jason Anderson, this is not a wrestling match. This is a fight. This is what the people at home want to see. The people here in Gym Wars want to see, what I want to see, what you want to see, and by God, what Jekyll's the Jester and the Monster Malachi want to see.
Malachi, but going back down in the crowd now. What's he doing?
There's probably some smart aleck out there trying to get slick with him, and he's picking the wrong man to do that. You ain't gonna get famous trying to mess with Malachi unless you just want to be on YouTube on World's Best Knockouts.
Jekyll's a Jester going low. Now the bell rings. Now this match has officially started after spending at least 10 minutes out on the floor, it felt like there, Marcus. This match has started.
They spent an eternity out on the floor, but look at Jekyll's adjuster. He still has his wit about him, and he's climbing upstairs. 6'4", Jekyll's adjuster, 240 pounds, and he's coming off the top rope with a huge clothesline.
Jekyll's climbing over to the champion, looking for the cover.
He could get him, but he really needs to hook the leg better than that. Jekyll's adjuster needs to hook the leg better than that if he wants to become All Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight Champion. One of the most prestigious championships in the sport, in the world of professional wrestling.
Jekyll's putting the boots to Malachi now. Doing a good job here, staying right on top of the champion, not letting him get to his feet.
Oh, and the Freak just introduced his little friend, like he likes to call him, to one Malachi's skull.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include the Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
Jekyll's has happened to his back in this match. Malachi throwing him into the concrete, throwing him into the garage door. That flat check I just pointed out. Now he is wrenching the rib cage of Jekyll's using those massive thighs.
What about that forearm that just clubbed him in the side of the head? Dangerous man this Malachi is. Dangerous man.
Right in the middle of the ring here. Jekyll's nowhere to go. Oh, Malachi looks like he's giving it up.
He could have easily, just a kick off to the back of the head like that could easily damage one's neck. Pop a vertebrae out of place easily. This with the clothesline. Choke slam. Has he got him? No. No way. Not happening today.
Malachi shot to the midsection there to Jekyll's adjuster. Up. Looked like he was going to send him into the turnbuckle there, but Jekyll's reverses it, and Malachi meets him with a knee to the midsection, and 2 shots to the back, brings Jekyll's down.
Jekyll's, he was going to get Irish whipped there. Jekyll's was able to turn around and pivot and plant his foot, not allow Malachi to whip him into that turnbuckle once again. Jekyll's able to fight out of it. Jekyll's is on his back right now. But but I don't know. I was going to say he may be able to get back up to his feet and get into this one, but he just had a 265-pound man jump down across his face with his feet.
The APW crowd getting behind Jekyll's, chanting free, and Malachi taunting them.
Malachi looked like he was composing them. He wants them to yell freak. He doesn't care. He's a sick man.
Now Malachi right behind Jekyll's desk here. Just squeezing on those ribs.
A waist lock applied right now by Malachi. He's squeezing the air right out of the lungs of Jekyll's adjuster. Jekyll's adjuster needs to do something and do something fast. Because if he stays in this predicament, it's going to be cookies for one Jekyll's adjuster.
Jekyll's back up to his feet. Couple nice elbow shots there, Marcus. Into the ropes. Oh, but Malachi, again, drives that knee into Jekyll's adjuster's midsection.
Oh, he missed the big splash, though. Jekyll's, can he capitalize? He just kicked him. He used a variation of Malachi's finishing hold right there and booted him right upside the noggin.
Little taste of his own medicine. Can he get the cover? 1, 2. Oh, but Malachi lifts the shoulder up.
We saw earlier the leader of the association, Vinny Massaro, isn't here tonight. I wonder if that'll have any effect on Malachi's game plan going in. I know they usually have their own locker room, their own dressing room in the back here at All Pro Wrestling. Dalton Cross, Malachi, and Vinny Massaro. We saw Dalton earlier. Vinny's not here. Malachi, I don't think it matters. Jekyll's going for the cover, but he's under the ropes there.
1, 2, and again, the champion gets the shoulder up. This is probably one of the more brutal matches that we've seen here
on Jim Wars, Marcus. On Jim Wars. Hell, in APW history, this right here reminds me of 1997, seeing the classic battles between Crash Holly and Dick Grimes here in the garage. Oh, and a beautiful full Nelson slam. Look at that.
Both men exhausted at this point. Both men hurting. The punishment that both these competitors have taken on has been huge. And Malachi able to lift up Jekyll's the Jester and slam down on that. I don't know where these guys are getting any of their energy from right now, Marcus.
It comes straight from the gut, straight from the heart. These two individuals, yeah, sure, they're sick, but they have brains. They want. They have hearts. They have brains. They have wants. They have needs. They want that APW Universal Heavyweight Championship. With that championship comes more money, more bookings, and more fame.
Malachi off the ropes here.
Leave that big boot. Oh, is he going to roll him up? Is he going to beat him like this? No, no way.
Oh, Malachi goes that big boot again. Up, Jekyll's choke slam. Oh my God! He hit the choke slam. Looks like 1, 2, 3. We have a new champion.
We do in unison. Let's go down to Julio Perdosa for the announcement.
The Freak did it, Marcus. He hit the choke slam, got the cover, the 1, 2, 3, and the biggest prize in independent wrestling, the APW Universal Heavyweight title, goes around the waist of Jekyll's the Jester.
Well, Jekyll's the Jester, the Mac tips his hat to you tonight because you sure as hell impressed me. I saw that sick man who I saw 3 years ago here in All Pro Wrestling come out tonight. Him and Malachi tore the roof off the garage here in Hayward, California. I cannot believe it. Jekyll's the Jester. Congratulations, kid. You are now the hunter, but you are also the hunted.
Well, wrestling fans, John Roberts here in the APW Newsroom with another edition of the APW News Break. The match you just saw was an APW classic between Jekyll's and the Monster Malachi. Of course, that match was for the Universal Heavyweight title, a title that is now held by Dylan Drake. And you know that Jekyll's would love nothing more than to get that belt back around his waist. Speaking of great matches, today at the world-famous All Pro Wrestling Garage in Hayward, California, will be another Jim Moore's TV taping. For more information on the matches that you will see at that TV taping, log on to www.allprowrestling.com right now and find out what you can see at our great Jim Moore's TV taping today at 21063 Cabot Boulevard here in Hayward, California. Folks, earlier this week, our cameras had a chance to catch up with out-of-control Matt Carlos as he prepares for his defense of the worldwide internet title against Wrestling Personified, Rick Luxury, in a ladder match. Let's take a look at the training that Matt Carlos is going through.
Rick Luxury. I hope you're ready. I hope you get used to this picture. Because after our match, our ladder match for my worldwide internet title, this is the only picture you're gonna see. Out of control Matt Carlos on the top of the ladder, pulling down my worldwide internet championship.
Matt Carlos looks focused as ever. He is looking to lay waste to Wrestling Personified Rick Luxury and pull down that worldwide internet title in next week's huge main event. For the first time ever on Gym Wars, Out of Control Matt Carlos is going to defend the worldwide internet title against Wrestling Personified Rick Luxury in a ladder match. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for the news break here this week on Gym Wars. Coming up next, our huge main event. Perry Von Vicious goes one-on-one with Mr. Wrestling number 4. Don't go anywhere. I'm John Roberts. We'll be right back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars. Welcome back, wrestling fans. It's time for our huge main event here on Gym Wars. And Killer J, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank
of course,
you.
Matthew Theall's not here right now because
He's down there.
that's right. You hear the familiar music of Perry Von Vicious.
Is that guy drawing 2 paychecks or what?
Who, Matthew Theall?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is. Speaking of which, there is young Matthew Theall.
There's Perry Von Vicious, fresh back from his championship tour. What did he do?
The entire United States, the entire globe celebrating his Young Lions Cup victory.
Making his way to the ring first with his manager, Matthew Theall, from Greenwich, Connecticut, now residing in his summer home in the beautiful rolling hills of Napa Valley, California. Weighing 240 pounds, he is the 2011 Young Lions Cup winner, Perry Von Vicious.
You know, I was in the locker room, John Roberts, and I saw a Bill. He's already had that little trophy from the Young Lions Cup. He's already had it shined 17 times since winning it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. This guy is so narcissistic. Look at him. I'm waiting for him to pull up the Gorgeous George smelling salts here with his rarefied air. I mean, God, this guy is really full of himself. Look, he can't even walk without being stuck up.
And of course, Matthew Theall holding the ropes for him so he can get in the ring. I'm really looking forward to this huge main event today. And you know, I kind of, part of me just secretly hopes that Matthew Theall kind of gets a little knock in the face. A little something, something. Of course, Mr. Wrestling number 4 is who Perry Von Vicious is facing in this huge main event. At the end of the 2011 Young Lions Cup, Perry Von Vicious and Matthew Theall tried to rip off the mask of Mr. Wrestling number 4 after knocking him out in the center of the ring.
This is not cool. Mr. Wrestling number 4 is an old school guy. You do not touch a man's mask. He's going to be really angry. He's bringing some fire into this matchup. You can believe that.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 184 pounds, Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Well, this match has personal animosity and hate written all over it. Mr. Wrestling number 4, of course, just absolutely livid after the display of disrespect from Perry Von Vicious and Matthew Theall. And you know, I personally would expect more out of Matthew Theall.
I don't. I mean, the guy's not a nice guy, all right? He manages wrestlers and he makes them not nice guys.
Well, he was a little different after when he came back after getting laid out by the Carnival of Shadows. I expected him to have a little bit of a change and not still be up to his same tricks, but evidently he's still up to the same
Yeah, my friend, that's what we call playing possum. Matthew Theall is he may not be the greatest mind. I don't know if I agree with that, but he is the most devious mind in professional wrestling. Look at how he's slick. Okay, he knows how to win. I'll give him that, but he does it through deviousness. This guy is not to be trifled with. No, don't you ever believe that Matthew Theall is not thinking of a way to cream you every time he looks at you in there.
Well, Mr. Wrestling number 4 is fired up for this main event. You see him running the ropes, getting his cardio up, getting excited, getting ready for this huge contest. This Gym Wars crowd is rocking and rolling, and they are looking forward to this match just as much as we are. We have to step away for just a moment, folks, but when we come back, the official start of our main event on Gym Wars, Perry Von Vicious going one-on-one with Mr. Wrestling number 4. We will be right back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having all pro wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. This main event is about to get started. Perry Von Vicious against Mr. Wrestling number 4, and the referee for this contest, senior official Sparky Ballard. And, I kind of wonder what kind of mind Sparky's even going to be in, because Matthew Theall's been accusing him of being the man in black who turned out to be Double D Dave Dutra.
You know what I wonder? I wonder how we were away for all that time and Perry Von Vicious still has not taken off his gear. I want to know how that happened.
That's a great question, but Mr. Wrestling number 4 with this traditional butt bounce into Matthew Theall, into Perry Von Vicious, trying to get a little one-ups on Matthew Theall and PVV, and Vicious with a clothesline to Matthew Theall, and Mr. Wrestling number 4 right now just toying with Perry Von Vicious.
Oh, wow.
Atomic drop for PVV, and another big bounce sends Perry all the way to the outside. Mr. Wrestling number 4 is on fire to get things going in this main event.
That was a smart move by Mr. Wrestling number 4. Another classic old school maneuver. You notice everything he did, it took Matthew Theall out of the match. PVV is without his manager. Very smart maneuver there by taking away the brains of the operation. Well, he's recovered now, but I'm just saying it allowed him to get the upper hand.
You're absolutely right, and Perry's still trying to get out of his entrance gear, out of that suit.
I know.
And he's having to try to regroup a little bit on the outside. And of course, the match has officially begun. The bell has sounded. And so referee Sparky Ballard is already starting his 10 count. And Perry Von Vicious is going to just take his time to get back in the ring.
Well, this would be a good match for him to win. Let's face it, like it or not, Perry Von Vicious is our 2011 Young Lions Cup winner, along with the management skills of Matthew Theall. He's got to win this match. It would be horrible for him to lose his first match.
Oh, well, there's a quick roll-up. 1, 2, could it be enough? No, only a 2 count for Mr. Wrestling number 4, who saw Perry coming once again, and Perry almost clocked his manager once again. Big windmill from Mr. Wrestling number 4, spinning him around, continuing to windmill that arm, getting all that power behind it. Big punch to the face of Perry Von Vicious by Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Wow. And Perry Von Vicious is being put on Dream Street, but this is what happens when you're the Lions Cup champion. You get the matches against the top wrestlers in APW, and he's got to prove that he belongs really quick. Otherwise, he's going to go down real quickly and find himself.
Well, there's a quick cover, hooks the outside leg.
Oh,
only
boy.
a 2 count for Mr. Wrestling number 4, following the fist to the face after the Irish whip. But now with that rear headlock applied in the center of the ring, and Perry Von Vicious is not going to be able to get to a rope to break this hold. He's going to have to try and fight out of it, but Mr. Wrestling number 4 is not going to let him do so.
PVV has
Wait, we got another quick cover.
Wow.
Only 2 count once again. You were saying.
Well, he's got to get his wits around him real quick. He's got to remember what Matthew Theall. Remember, PVV is new to APW. He hasn't scouted any of the people he's facing. He has to depend on Matthew Theall to give him the intel on how to beat these guys. You got to wonder if he's able to remember anything Matthew told him before the match here.
Well, a big European uppercut from number 4 sends Perry into the corner. Irish whips him across the ring again into the far turnbuckle. Perry tried to go up and over. Mr. Wrestling number 4 saw it coming, picking him up. Looks like he's going to go for a sidewalk slam, maybe a backbreaker. Oh, there it is, a backbreaker. Hooks the outside leg. 1, 2, only 2. Once again for Mr. Wrestling number 4, and the match continues as Perry Von Vicious escapes outside the ring, and Mr. Wrestling number 4 is just going to go right after him.
PVV controlling the tempo here, trying to slow it down by getting outside of the ring and maybe trying to get a battle position, win the battle position, which he kind of has. There you go.
Oh, but Matthew Theall grabbing the foot of Mr. Wrestling number 4. The distraction was just long enough for Perry Von Vicious to gain the upper hand, and now shots to the spine of Mr. Wrestling number 4 by Perry Von Vicious.
And there you go. There's Matthew Theall always having an effect on the match. That's part of what makes him, one of the best managers we've got.
Well, PVV is the master of the $1 billion blackout, that same maneuver that won him the 2011 Young Lions Cup tournament and also knocked out Mr. Wrestling number 4 that set up this match.
That's right. Mr. Wrestling number 4 accosted after the match for refusing to raise his hand like a 4th time. And Mr. Wrestling number 4 is making him pay the price, but it looks like the tables have turned. PVV definitely in control after that exchange outside of the ring.
Well, Perry Von Vicious in control of this matchup. What's going to happen next in this huge main event? Number 4 taking on Perry Von Vicious. We'll be right back.
5, 4.
If you would like to get involved behind the scenes with pro wrestling, we are looking for you. All Pro Wrestling is always on the lookout for talented interns in the areas of television production, including commentators, graphic design, and website design. We also have highly paid commission sales and marketing openings. For more information, email your qualifications and resume and tell us which area behind the scenes you'd love to be involved in. info@allprowrestling.com. Give us a call as well at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
And we're back to our huge main event here on Gym Wars. Mr. Wrestling number 4 going one-on-one with Perry Von Vicious and Matthew Theall getting involved once again outside the ring.
Inserting himself in the matchup, what a loser. That guy Matthew Theall just sickens me sometimes with his actions outside of the ring. If you're such a great manager, your guy should be able to win without you. You should be able to train him and send him in. Big body slam. There you go. There's some damage.
Big scoop and a slam from Perry Von Vicious coming off the ropes, but slowing down, not even getting it. All that power behind that leg drop, but still devastating enough. Hooks the leg, 1, 2. Is it going to be enough? But no, only a 2 count for Perry Von Vicious, and Mr. Wrestling number 4 able to keep this match alive.
Folks, you can't see this, but Matthew Theall spent the whole time caressing that Young Lions Cup championship like he wanted himself. I'm really done with Matthew Theall. I'm really done with him. Anyway, back to the match.
Well, a knee in the throat of Mr. Wrestling number 4 by Perry Von Vicious. Shot to the face by PVV. And Mr. Wrestling number 4 appears to be on Dream Street. Here comes PVV. Oh, but number 4 gets the boots up into the chest just in time. Is he going to be able to do it again? No, gets the legs up on top of the head. Brings that heel down on the face. Luthez press from Mr. Wrestling number 4, peppering away at the face of Perry Von Vicious.
Very smart attack by Mr. Wrestling number 4. You notice he attacks the chest and head. Kicking the chest, causing the opponent to lose his wind, and hitting him on the head to disorient him. Great combination.
There's that big Irish whip again. Clothesline from number 4. Hooks the outside leg. 1, 2, almost 3 once again, but PVV able to kick out and keep this match alive for himself. Another Irish whip by number 4, but gets countered by Perry Von Vicious, and a knee to the gut takes down Mr. Wrestling number 4. There's a cover, hooks the inside leg this time. 1, 2, could it be enough? No, only 2 for Perry Von Vicious.
You see how he distracted Matthew Theall from looking at that trophy again, and maybe if he'd given him some advice on how to pin, he might have got the win there.
Well, Perry sends Mr. Wrestling number 4 outside the ring, and now Matthew Theall with a boot to the face of Mr. Wrestling number 4, just toying with him outside. And now a kick to the rear end of Mr. Wrestling number 4.
Yeah, all they did was annoy the guy.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 does not look happy whatsoever with the interference that Matthew Theall has had in this match, and he's going after him right now, but Perry Von Vicious is coming right behind him, and he doesn't see a big clumping forearm to the neck of Mr. Wrestling number 4.
That's right. Mr. Wrestling number 4 allowed himself to get distracted by the Matthew Theall, the manager. That doesn't happen very often. Mr. Wrestling number 4 is, of course, a veteran. And usually you don't see vets make that kind of mistake, but sometimes the anger just, rises up and you can't help it. The guy's kicking you outside the ring. You want to do something about it.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 in a world of trouble right now. Perry Von Vicious looks like he's got a cravat and a rear headlock at the same time.
It's a modified sleeper there. It's not a true cravat because he locked the notes. But look, he's going after that mask is what he's doing.
He's going after that mask once again. And Mr. Wrestling number 4, ultimate sign of disrespect from Perry Von Vicious, the newcomer here in All Pro Wrestling. And I'm normally one to just kind of stay down the line when I'm calling things, but I'm disgusted by what I'm seeing out of Perry Von Vicious right now.
Well, if he can unmask Mr. Wrestling number 4, this would be a huge step for him. He's already made his mark at becoming Young Lions Cup champion. He's able to not only defeat one of the top wrestlers in APW here, Mr. Wrestling number 4, but take his mask. That's something that can make a career for you.
Well, there's a lateral press. 1, 2, 3. No! Mr. Wrestling number 4 able to kick out just before Sparky Baladan hit for 3. Mr. Wrestling number 4 trying to get the Gym Wars crowd behind him, trying to summon all the energy he can from the foreheads in attendance here tonight. Perry Von Vicious ascending the ropes, coming on with looking for the double axe handle, but Mr. Wrestling number 4 with the big forearm clothesline into the gut, and Perry Von Vicious just doubles over him, looking to take his head off of the clothesline there, but Mr. Wrestling number 4 continuing to fight back. Shots to the face, big elbow right to the forehead of Perry Von Vicious.
Well, this is a fiery comeback by Mr. Wrestling number 4. He is just peppering him with shots. I mean, PVV doesn't know where he is. Look at that big elbow drop.
Drops the elbow, looking for a second one right across the chest of PVV. And now a headbutt to the chest of PVV. Hooks the outside leg. 1, 2, only 2 once again.
A bunch of near falls here. This match is going backward and forward. I don't know who can win, but I do know that there's a lot more on the line than for PVV than is Mr. Wrestling number 4. Sunset
flip from Mr. Wrestling number 4. Instead of going for the cover, he's going for the figure 4 leg lock. He's trying to finish it right here. Figure 4 leg lock applied. PVV's shoulders are to the mat, trying to alleviate all the pressure he can right now. But Mr. Wrestling number 4's got this move locked in right in the center of the ring.
He's got to find his way to a rope really quick. PVV in a world of hurt. That's one of the worst positions you can be in all of professional wrestling. And Matthew Theall
getting involved. Just a big shot with that golf club to the face of Mr. Wrestling number 4.
And Matthew Theall, you know, I don't agree with him, but you almost have to do that. It was PVV wasn't tapping out anytime too soon, and he had to break it up lest PVV get his leg broken.
But now just more assaulting of Mr. Wrestling number 4, and it looks like Perry Von Vicious is going to try to... It looks like he's going to try to take the mask off or but Matthew Theall looked like he was going to cream Mr. Wrestling number 4 with that golf club. But Mr. Wrestling number 4 getting out of the way, and instead it's Perry Von Vicious who eats the putter in the gut. And now Matthew Theall's in trouble. Mr. Wrestling number 4, he's got him right where he wants him, windmilling that arm. He's going to try and take his head off. Oh, but there's Perry Von Vicious. He's got the $1 billion blackout locked in, and he's trying to put him to sleep in the center of the ring.
Mr. Wrestling number 4 has been in this position. He knows he's in trouble. Look at him windmilling, but he's losing his energy really quick.
Well, it's obvious already that this match is over via disqualification and that Mr. Wrestling number 4 is going to get the victory. Daniel Torch coming to the aid of Mr. Wrestling number 4, but Perry Von Vicious raking the eyes. Big shot to the face of Daniel Torch. And D. Torch just gets thrown through the second rope to the outside, trying to come to the aid of Mr. Wrestling number 4. But Perry Von Vicious just cleaning house. Wait, here comes Shane Wild West. West not liking what he's seeing out of Perry Von Vicious. Knife edge chops to the chest of Perry Von Vicious, but once again grabbing the eyes and raking away at Shane West this time, throwing him through the second and third rope into the front row of the war zone.
I've seen more from PVV in these past 3 minutes than I did the entire Lions Cup. He has taken out 2 competitors, and now...
And here comes the internet sensation, Brandon P.net, the man that Perry Von Vicious beat for the 2011 Young Lions Cup tournament. And Brandon P.net is irate. He's just going after Perry Von Vicious. Folks, that's all the time we have for this week. For Killer Jay Mathias, I'm John Roberts. We'll see you next week right here on Gym Wars.